How's it going, you lot? I hope you're all fine and dandy, loving life as you bloody well should be. Sorry I haven't been around for a couple of weeks. I've been absolutely run off my feet. My daughter needs a bit of dental work doing and we can't get it done on the NHS. So I've been doing all the overtime that I can possibly do to be able to pay for it because we've got to go private for it. So any way to get it done, the NHS don't do what she needs done. Anyway, that's nothing that really needs to be talked about in this video. So let's have a look to see what's been going on in the time that I've not been in. Do you know what? I nearly forgot how to use the bloody camera. I opened it up and I was like, what the hell do I do here? So this is the Savage SS, and I haven't done anything to it, but I've had it down and I've just been looked over it. I charged up the battery and the receiver, and hopefully the weekend I'll go out and have a bit of a go. Yeah, that should be good fun. I love this thing. Bloody Savage SS, eh? Absolutely fantastic. I don't think you can get much better. What's that on the wheel? Bit of newspaper. Well, there we go. Yeah, an absolutely fantastic thing. I've got some more videos lined up, by the way, with the for the beginners series. So in here we've got the HSP monster truck thing that I was using for the beginners series. So there's, you know, I've got some ideas. I kind of run out. I didn't run out of ideas. I just, listen, what more is there? Nitro RC is so incredibly simple that there's not really much to teach, if you know what I mean. Not that I really teach anything, but I just kind of give guidance, don't I? I can't say I'm a teacher, because I'm not. I give guidance. But there's nothing really else to give guidance on. I mean, you know, so I think I've given the basics of what everybody needs to build on, because that's what it's all about. You can't be given knowledge and experience with anything, let alone Nitro. You have to work it out yourself. I think I've given the blueprint and the building blocks for a lot of people, but I have got a couple of ideas that I might be able to help some people with. So yeah, I've got little ideas in the pipeline, so the car's in the bag, ready to rock and roll the next time I get a chance to go out and have a go with it. The Savage 21, a couple of weeks ago I had the gearbox out and I just adjusted the second gear change because I don't know. I honestly don't know what was the deal with it. I mean, all I know, and I haven't tested it yet, by the way, so I don't know what it's going to do. But all I know is it should have had 3 gears. It only had 2. Whether it was, everyone's got their own different opinions. Personally, I think that it was second and third, and it wasn't in first. It never did go in first. I think it started off in second, and then it just went to third, and that's it. That's what I think. And what I did a couple of weeks ago was I took it apart, took out the first and second clutch thing, and I just turned it out a little bit to try and make it change a bit later, so that hopefully now it'll be in first when we pull away, and then it should go to second and then third. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I thought I'd give it a go, and I do need to go and give it a test drive. It's literally sat there ever since then. I haven't had a chance to even touch it. But that brings me on to something that I want to do now. So let me just get rid of some of this stuff. Oh, this is a starter box that I was meant to give to a mate of mine, my mate Frank, bless him. He said to me quite a while ago, oh, I could really do with a starter box because he's got a Hyper 7 and he's having trouble starting it with the pull start. And he said I could do with a starter box. I said, I've got one, you can have it. And typical me being a bit of a cock, you know, I shouldn't commit to something if I can't deliver on it. I said, you can have it, don't worry. And it's been sitting there ever since. That must have been a month ago. Oh man, I should never have said it really, because he's probably thinking, where's this bloody dickhead with this starter box? Because I said I'd go and drop it off to him. I don't know, but it's here, and I'm gonna have to go and give it to him. It's no hardship, by the way. It's just oh, you know how it goes, you know. It's just work, and you don't bloody stop. And before you know it, the whole year's gone past, isn't it? I think some of us spend a bit too much time, but sometimes you have to. Anyway, in here I've got a load of engine parts for some reason. I've got heads and blocks and other bits and bobs. More heads, more blocks, pistons, pull starts. But what I'm after, so this is the original shocks, all of them are in there for this Savage 21. The 21 didn't have blue springs, the SS had blue springs, and I put the suspension from my SS when I put the other suspension on, because I put this single suspension shock on each corner that's meant to go on a Savage X or some other Savage, and I put the suspension on there because on one or two of these original ones the rods are bent. I don't know what one's bent, not that one. These little spacers, by the way, on there, my dad made me them more than 20 years ago. He made them out of some water pipe. You know, you get the blue water pipe. Well, he cut spacers like that sort of whip at the water pipe, and then he cut a slot in it for me so I could slot it on, and then a little bit of the pipe there, he glued it on, and he made me loads of them, because at that time I was a bit obsessed with jacking the Savage up a bit, and I wanted the suspension to be stiffer and higher, so I didn't have enough spacers. And obviously, you know, we're talking about an age, today's age is if you want something you just buy it. The age back then, and my family is still the same, and I try to be still the same, although I do get poisoned with the modern age now and again, is that you don't just go and buy something. If you want something, you make it. And so my dad made me loads of spacers. I got some on the Rush, I got some on the Savage. Yeah, so I grew up in such a bloody awesome family, I tell you that. Anyway, one or two of them, they're bent. One of the rods, that one might be slightly bent, I'm not really sure. That's a bent one. There we go, that's a bent one. Yeah, so that happened because sometimes the screw would come out the bottom, on the bottom one, and then it would just flap around, and yeah, I'd carry on, and it'll do some jumps and things, you know, and then that would be at the top, obviously, this would be at the bottom, and then where it's jumping, that's connected, that would sort of just flap on the floor, hit the floor a bit, and it'd bend it. So yeah, I've got a couple of bent rods. Now obviously they don't go in and out very well anymore, so yeah, so what I decided to do was switch the whole lot over. But the blue springs are stiffer than the red ones, so it means that the whole truck is far too stiff, and if you drop it on the floor it just boom, boom. You know, I want it to go boom, you know. And some of you are going to say change the shock oil, do this, do that. I'm not interested in any of that rubbish because these were good. So I'm just going to put these springs on those shocks, and also it'll bring back the 21 vibe as well, because as I say, they had red springs, not blue. So yeah, I suppose we'll get to that, shall we? Shall we do that now? Yeah, I think we shall. I think we'll do that now. I don't know what these are for, these ones. They might be for a Rush or something. They look like a Rush or an MT. I really have no idea. What is that? Is that part of a servo saver or something? I don't know what I've got amongst all these things. You know, I've just so many engines that I've acquired and taken apart, and ones that have blown up, and then we've got a crankshaft there. Bunch of an exhaust manifold. Oh look, we've got an exhaust there. That's off that's off one of those. What's in there? Oh, S-Works. Oh, we've got all S-Works parts in here. Bloody hell, fire. Huh. I've sold my S-Works buggy now, but I didn't know I had all them. I think I remember why I bought all them bits, because I needed, for my old S-Works buggy, which I sold to a very good channel member, Mr. Alfie Fury, I think I needed the throttle linkage, and I couldn't get a throttle linkage anywhere. And Answer RC, they got me a throttle linkage off of one of his buggies that he had laying around or something. It was a personal one, I don't know what it was. But I needed something else, and he said you can only buy, you can't buy the one thing. I can't remember what it was. You need to buy the whole lot. So I had to buy the whole lot just to get one. I can't remember what it was I needed though. It was something. So I had to buy everything, the whole shebang. So I've got a load of Bestworks parts anyway, to go with all the other parts. Anyway, forget about that. Let's get on and do these shocks, and then at least they're done. And then me 21, I'll be nearly back to how it was. A good thing about Savages, of course, is they're so easy to work on. You know, it's unbelievable. You can do pretty much anything with just taking out a few nuts and bolts, a few screws here and there. And for the platform, I think they're brilliant. Anyway, all we need in order to get these off is I should have them in here actually. Couple of drivers. That one. Might have to take the tank off. Might have to get, well, no, I might have to get rid of the bloody engine for that one. I'll have to go and get a spanner. Right, let's get this done. Look at that. That's exactly 64 million times better than with those other springs. It sits a lot more level now, and when you drop it, it just goes. That's how I remember it. That's how it always was. With those springs, I don't know whether, look, some people are going to say they're not, they're the same, they're just a different colour, but they're not the same. You can see they might have been stretched. I mean, to be honest, because I bought the Savage SS second hand, there's a good chance that the previous owner stretched these springs, because look, they do look stretched at the top, so there's a good chance that he stretched them. The person that I bought that SS from, he had it brand new and he built the kit and he done all of the stuff to it that before I did, so he probably stretched them. I don't think they would have come like that from the factory, to be honest. They've definitely been stretched in some description, so that would explain why. So maybe then, those of you that say they are the same springs are just different colour, maybe you're right. I don't know, I can't prove right or wrong, but all I do know is these ones are better. They sit a lot more level, and when you push it down, it goes up a little way. That's how I like it. Some of you might not like it like that. There's a bit of a trend where people like to have their savages jacked right up like that. They look absolutely ridiculous like that. I like it to sit nice and level, slightly high on the front, but it won't be when it's driving. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Happy days. So yeah, well, that's a job well done there. There's that bent one, look. Bit of grass on it. I think I'll try and straighten that out and have these as spare shocks. I might put my spacers on there. We'll see. I'll drive it like that and see how it ends up, because obviously doing jumps and that, it probably is going to bottom out a little bit, but I wouldn't say it was the end of the world if it did. I mean, it's bottomed out a fair few times in its lifetime, so a fair few more won't do any harm, I shouldn't think. I'm excited to go and give it a test run again now. It's all ready to go. Whether that gearbox will be any good like that, I don't know, but we'll soon find out. There we go. Happy days. Actually looks like a Savage 21 again now with the red spring, the red springs. God, I couldn't ask for more. Thanks for joining me, you lot. As I said, I'm sorry it's been a while and I haven't been around, but I've got plenty more videos coming up in the pipeline. Plenty of things happening, you know how it goes. If you got any questions for the beginner thing, for that HSP, please put them in the comments and I can write them down, and then I can get beginners videos, underway. They're probably the only videos that I semi-plan. I don't plan any video really. Now, obviously I think to myself, oh, I'll do that, like I've just sort of semi-planned a video there because we're going to go out and give it a test drive at the weekend. But I don't really do a lot of planning. I just kind of wing life. I don't really plan life, to be fair. But the beginner ones, I do write down little ideas and then I put them together and make videos of them. It's all about passing on things that you've learned. That's what life is. You learn something, yeah, there's trade secrets and things that you don't pass on unless you're in a certain group, if you know what I mean. But listen, there's no trade secrets here. I'll help you all as much as I can. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Savage 21, fantastic. You can't get better than a Savage, I'll tell you that. The best cars that you can get. So simple to work on. I'm going to stop talking now because I'll be here all night. All the best. Take care, you lot. Don't let people take you for granted. And we'll have a nice, happy life. Cheerio.